Police officers are entrusted with significant power and authority to enforce laws and maintain public safety. However, in some cases, these officers have been known to abuse their power and use it for personal gain, including sexual favors. Such behavior is a violation of the trust placed in them by society and can have serious consequences. Was he really found guilty of the crime? Why did he do that to underprivileged women? What are the actions taken by the government against him? Daniel Ken Holtzclaw, a cop who misused his powers for bare sexual favors from the underprivileged, powerless ladies. Daniel Ken Holtzclaw is a retired American police officer who was born on December 10, 1986. While employed by the Oklahoma City Police Department, he was found guilty in December 2015 of numerous counts of rape, sexual battery, forcible oral sodomy, and other sexual offenses. Well, before jumping onto the case, directly let us know a little background about Holtzclaw. Holtzclaw received his high school diploma from Enid in 2005. He played linebacker for the football team there and set a school record by making 25 tackles in a single game. At Eastern Michigan University, where he played linebacker, he earned a criminal justice degree in 2010. Holtzclaw made an unsuccessful effort to enter the NFL shortly after graduating. He then finally decided to become a member of the Oklahoma City Police Department. Moving forward in our case, between December 2013 and June 2014, Holtzclaw is alleged to have sexually assaulted numerous African American women, namely those from the city's poorer, predominantly black neighborhood. Police detectives said that Holtzclaw carefully selected his victims by doing background checks on women who had outstanding warrants or other criminal history. The incident that resulted in Holtzclaw's arrest occurred on June 18, 2014, after Holtzclaw finished his shift in the northeast side of Oklahoma City and was en route to his home in his assigned police car. Police claimed that at that time, Holtzclaw conducted a traffic stop without notifying dispatch, checking the driver's records, or disclosing that he had logged out of his patrol car computer. Janie Liggins, a 57-year-old lady, was the driver. She was traveling through the underdeveloped neighborhood that Holtzclaw, according to authorities, was targeting. She wasn't destitute, and she didn't have a criminal past in contrast to previous women who police claimed he had accosted. Liggins claimed that Holtzclaw made her open her top and pull down her trousers before compelling her to engage in oral sex with him. She stated in court that she had pleaded with him to stop because she feared for her life. Liggins quickly reported a crime to the police. The following afternoon, Holtzclaw returned to the Oak Spring Lake Division Station for his regular shift when detectives Kim Davis and Rocky Gregory pulled him aside and took him to the department's sex crimes unit for questioning. After being Mirandized, Holtzclaw was subjected to a 2-hour interrogation, where he was asked to deny all charges of wrongdoing from the Liggins stop earlier that day. Additionally, buccal swabs were taken for DNA testing. After the interview, the two detectives informed Holtzclaw that they thought he was lying because of prior evidence as well as comments made by his 25-year-old cohabiting girlfriend Carrie Hunt that refuted claims Holtzclaw had made to the detective. After the questioning was finished, Holtzclaw was let go, but not before his commission and entry cards, uniform shirt and pants, badges, firearms, radio, and the keys to his assigned police car were taken away. He was also put on indefinite paid administrative leave. 2 months later, on August 21, 2014, Holtzclaw was arrested and initially charged with 16 and ultimately 36 counts of sexual abuse offenses, including rape in the first and second degrees, sexual battery, procuring lewd exhibition, stalking, and forcible oral sodomy. Further investigation eventually turned up a dozen additional complainants. The two sex crimes investigators came upon a previous report of a police officer engaging in forced oral sex while looking into Liggins' case. The detectives discovered a report from a lady who said she was stopped in May 2014 and taken to a remote location by an officer who forced her to engage in oral sex. When the detectives contacted the woman, she provided them with the officer's route from the night of the attack, which matched Holtzclaw's GP's track that evening. However, no action had been taken at the time of the woman's report. The investigators then went through Holtzclaw's automatically recorded history of checking people out several times, particularly looking for those individuals, and called those women. 6 ladies were willing to testify during the initial investigation, and Holtzclaw's patrol car's GPS placed him close to the alleged instances. The first woman to come forward during their 6-month inquiry was a woman Holtzclaw had detained for narcotics possession in December 2013 and forced oral sodomy from while she was shackled to a hospital bed. She claimed that after she was freed from jail, he repeatedly made approaches towards her sexually. The woman claimed that she was misled into thinking that she would be freed if she gave Holtzclaw oral sex. She said during a preliminary hearing that she had not anticipated that no one would believe her. "I believe that all police will cooperate." Were you aware of the fact that Ligons will be honored in Atlanta with the Fortitude Award at Delta Sigma Theta sorority's annual celebration of women luncheon? Prior to being accused in August 2014, Holtzclaw had been placed on paid administrative leave, but later he was fired in January 2015, and his trial started on November 2 of that same year. He entered a not guilty plea to all 36 allegations, which included sexual battery, assault, forcible oral sodomy, and stalking. The DNA evidence presented by the prosecution in court was taken from a triangle-shaped area on the inside of Holtzclaw's uniform trousers, near the zip. His family released a statement following the court in which they stated, "The facts are that there is no DNA linking him to any of these women as far as was presented in the hearing. The DNA matched one of the victims, who was then 17 years old, according to the New York Times. The DNA that was discovered was skin DNA. Holtzclaw's DNA was not discovered in the same place on the accused's clothing as the skin DNA of the 17-year-old accuser. The existence of the skin cells was interpreted by Holtzclaw's defense attorney as a secondary transfer, in which Holtzclaw's hands may have come into touch with the woman's skin cells when he checked her purse and then transferred those cells to the area of his pants zipper." Holtzclaw did not deny meeting the women during the trial, but he insisted on his innocence. Only one witness, a former girlfriend of Holtzclaw, who testified that he never displayed sexually aggressive or inappropriate behavior around her, was called by the defense, who focused on the lifestyles of the accuser. According to a statement made by Oklahoma City Police Chief Bill City, "We are satisfied with the jury's decision and firmly believe justice was served." What are your opinions on the matter? Do you think the cop is guilty for the crime he is accused of, or do you think the journalist Malkin is right? Let us know in the comments sections below.